Chapter 12. Graham scanned slyly from the sides of both eyes before continuing the conversation. He shut the living room door, closed the window, and muted the television set. Golfers swung at the silent air as commentators spat out empty words like oversized puppets. A sooty cat slinked across the afternoon grass, nuzzling the sweet geraniums and drooping orchids, weighing heavy from such a fruitful summer. It wouldn't take much to persuade him. The seed had already been planted, and Eric's persuasion tactics were up to speed like a finely tuned salesman. He was preaching to the converted, selling ice to the Eskimos. But Eric's web of deception would be somewhat simpler to spin than Graham's, for he didn't have a family to support or reassure. He was a selfish, spontaneous man, doing as he pleased and rarely worrying about the consequences. In his prime, he had his pick of the best jobs, the most beautiful women, and seemed to stumble upon opportunities others could have only dreamed of by sheer chance. He was a realist and Graham a dreamer. Together, they had equal amounts of ambition and practicality to succeed in whatever they chose to pursue. "Have you picked up the post yet?" Eric asked eagerly. "No, I've been busy running errands. I can check if... Get the post. It will be easier for me to explain when I know you have my vision right there in front of you." Eric spoke with authority. He would without a doubt be the driving force behind this operation. It would be an efficient, regimented execution, a reflection on his organized, precise lifestyle. Graham's slippers slapped across the bobbled mauve carpet. As he bent down, he fingered through the thin white envelopes. Lancelot started dragging his beak along the bars of his cage, making a plinking sound like heavy raindrops splashing clumsily off the rim of empty milk bottles. His fingers stopped rifling when they uncovered one marked urgent. It was typed, not handwritten like the rest, and from the preview window of clear cellophane, he could see raw drawings inside. He tore it open and returned to the phone, unaware that Lancelot had begun bending a hole out of the old bars that imprisoned him in his cage. "Urgent, eh?" he questioned before feeding off the information that lay before him. "Countless sleepless nights, Graham. I'm wired to this project. If you're not in, I'll go for it alone. Look over the plans, close your eyes and just imagine it. No more blue grape, no more dusty office, no more repression. Just the dream, my friend. Freedom and financial security for life. It's the ultimate fantasy, and I've never been more sure of anything in my life." Eric's words sure were appealing, but exactly what had he got to lose? It was questionable in comparison to the people and responsibilities Graham would have to answer to, should he have to return with his tail between his legs. It was certainly risky, but he reasoned, what's life without a few calculated dangers? His palms were sweating, his pupils dilated at the thought of the potential success. His heart was tapping louder and harder on his chest until it was almost a constant stream of noise, like a juddering engine finally kicking into life. "Think it over, and if you're as serious about it as I am, meet me at 6 p.m. tomorrow in the Boatman's Tavern," Eric offered as he switched his attention back to the golf that he had also muted. Graham's heart had just about returned to its normal rhythm when he was stunned by more ear-shattering banging. He rushed off the sofa to the door that was shaking on its hinges. Cowardly, he peered through the reversed patterned glass, afraid of just what was moving, making such a tremendous racket. A cloud of red hair drifted madly beyond the glass, and as his eyes adjusted, Graham realised it was Elspeth trying to box her way into the house, with a rather sombre-looking Violet in tow. He looked at her. He locked her out when he attempted to keep his secret from escaping, and hadn't forgotten she hadn't taken a key. He opened the door immediately and almost fell back on the stairs as Elspeth charged past, heading for the kitchen. "What's the matter, dear?" he wondered sympathetically. She swiped at Quinn's business card and punched the numbers into the phone frantically. Violet stood quietly and still, bereft of emotion. "We need to get her to Denmark. He was right all along." Graham sat Violet on his knee and gazed deeply into her eyes. His wife was right. It was truly terrifying. As her pupils remained black and intact, the wheels of colour which framed them were kaleidoscopic and wild, slowly spinning like whirring teacups at a fairground. "Violet, are you dizzy?" he asked, trying to feel for abnormalities in her temperature. Violet shrugged her shoulders. Then, like a feather falling from its spine, fell backwards, draping her little body over her father horizontally before shutting her lily-white eyelids.